So Juliet's big response there to Romeo saying, "Love directed me to you. I'm definitely not just creeping up in your bush here, in your bushes, trying to scare you." And Juliet says, "You know what? Your sweet words make me glad for it to be night, right? Otherwise, you would see me blushing. You have such sweet words. I'm blushing. You've embarrassed me. You can't see my face though because it's night." And she says, "You know what? You have sweet words. It is a compliment, but you know what? I don't really care about compliments. I want to know straight to the point. Do you love me? Okay? Um, I know thou wilt say I, and I will take thy word. So you know what? It's like, if you say yes, I'll believe you. So I need you to, be honest with me. I need you to swear it on something because as much as I want to believe it, and I will believe it, I know that lovers do lie. I don't know what your intentions are with me. So, O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully." Okay. I do want you to swear your love on something for me. I need to be sure. Remember, she's never been in love before. She's never been with a boy, so she's got to protect herself a little bit. And then she also says, "You know what, Romeo? If you think that I am a little bit moving too quickly, if this is too fast, I'll be sad. But you can tell me, and then I'll try to woo you, because I want only you." But else not for the world. I don't want anything else. So just let me know how you feel, what's going on. I need to know. She says, "In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. I like you too much," she says, "and therefore thou mightst think my haver light, so you might not think that I'm being serious. But you know what? Trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove true than those that have more coin to be strange." Basically saying, I will do whatever it needs, whatever it takes to prove my love for you, okay? My true love is passionate, therefore pardon me for being so bold, but this is how I feel. Romeo says, "Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver all these fruit trees' tops." So his first thing that he starts to swear on is the moon. He says, "You know what? I swear by the moon that I love you." And Juliet's like, "You know what? Don't swear that by the moon, because the moon is inconstant. It's always changing, right? We can look up in the sky at different times during the week and see that there's a full moon or a quarter moon or no moon or a half moon, right? So it's always changing." Juliet says, "Nope. That's too, it changes too much. It's too much of a variable. I don't want you to swear on the moon." And Romeo's like, What shall I swear by then?" Like, "I'll swear on anything." Juliet's like, "Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idol, and I'll believe you." So basically, she says, "Swear on yourself, like you are my God," which is now, whew, that's a lot. That's some heavy comparisons there on your first real conversation. But she says, "You know what, swear on you." And then Romeo, he's like, "If my heart's dear love." So he starts to prepare another big speech. She's like, "You know what, don't swear. Although I enjoy it, I actually don't want to hear it tonight. This is too sudden, it's too rash, it's too unadvised." So again, Juliet is a little bit more logical here. She had her fanciful moment there. She says that, "Romeo, I love you. I'll do anything for you." But you know what? It's just moving too fast. I can't deal with this. So she says, "You know what? Good night. I'm leaving. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when we next meet." So she's saying, you know what? Give this love a chance to develop and grow. Kind of similar to what Lord Capulet said to Paris, right? Like, she's too young for love. Let her grow. And then in a couple summers, we'll see. But Juliet's like, "You know what? This is too much. I need to go." And Romeo, he says, "Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?" And Juliet's like, "What satisfaction do you think you're getting tonight, boy?" Okay. So like she's a little bit suspicious. Romeo's like, "Why are you leaving? Like you're gonna leave me so unsatisfied? I need a little bit more." And Juliet's like, "Hmm?" And then Romeo actually says, "The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine." So like a wedding proposal. He says, "I need you to know that I love you. I want to know that you love me and that we can be together." And Juliet's like, "You know what? Like, I already told you that I loved you before you even asked me. But you know what? And I will tell you again if that's what you want. So be honest. Like, do you love me?" Okay, and that's what they're asking here. Juliet's like, but be frank, like I haven't withdrawn my love for you. I will give it to you again. My love is as deep as the sea, she says, for you, and I will give you more. My love is infinity. I have endless love for you. However, the nurse starts to call. She's like, Juliet, like, time for bed, get in here. She says, I hear some noise there, my dear love. Sweet Montague, I need to leave. So Juliet leaves, she's gone. Then Romeo's like, oh, what a blessed night. Things are going well, but I'm afraid that since this is happening in night, this is all a dream. So he's a little bit skeptical that this is going to work. Juliet, she runs back in. She says 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. I would imagine those 3 words are, I love you. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee. So basically she says, if you still feel like getting married tomorrow, send a messenger to me, and we'll figure it out. The nurse calls Madame again, so she's really got to go now. I come, she's talking to the nurse. They're just having a back and forth now. Juliet turns back to Romeo and says, I need to go. I need to deal with this. We'll have some messengers sent out to each other tomorrow to figure this out, okay? Juliet is actually going to send the nurse to Romeo a little bit later on to figure things out. 1,000 times good night. It's like when 2 kids are talking on the phone. Maybe this is back in the day, and they're like, "No, you hang up. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up." And they're just having this back and forth here. Juliet exits, and Romeo says, 1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes toward love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love toward school with heavy looks. So this is kind of a poetic line here. He says, you know what? This love makes me so happy, as a schoolboy leaving their books behind. The end of school days, right? Students are happy when that final bell of the day rings, but he says, you know what? Departing is also as sad as when you when you have to wake up and go to school. So that's kind of a funny line as well. And then Juliet, she re-enters one last time, and she says, Romeo hissed, oh, for a falconer's voice, to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse, it may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echoes lies. So she's trying to call Romeo, but she's trying to be quiet about it too, because she doesn't want anybody else to hear or find out that she's calling Romeo, right? So she wishes that she had a falconer's voice, and that's someone that, has a falcon, those people that wear those gloves and can kind of call and tame falcons, to have a specific voice to call it back, or that her voice would echo across the room so no one else would hear, but Romeo might. And then Romeo, he does in fact hear Juliet, and he says, it is my soul that calls upon my name, basically calling her Juliet, his soul, his heart. How silver sweet sound lover's tongue by night, her voice sounds so amazing, it's like music to my ear. Romeo, uh, yes, my baby hawk. What time should I send out my messenger tomorrow? 9 o'clock. I will send my messenger, or I want your messenger to come. And Juliet's like, I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. It feels like forever until we'll see again. She's like, I forgot why I called you back. And Romeo's like, oh, let me just stand here and stare at you while you remember why you called me back. Juliet's like, I love your company. I'll just stare at you too. And it's just like, bleh, okay? You guys gotta get going. You're gonna get caught. You're just being silly little teenagers now. And then Juliet says, it is almost morning. I would have you gone. You need to leave, or else you'll be caught. I wish, and I guess this is something that they did back then, they would put little birds on strings as a little pet. And Juliet says, I wish I could have you tie you up like a little bird and just pull you back whenever you got a little bit too far away from me. Romeo's like, ooh, I wish I was that bird. In a weird, very comparison. I guess any kind of comparison seems sweet when you're in love. Juliet says, sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. So basically, like, if you were a little bird, maybe I would pet you too hard. Anyway, parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Time to leave, and Juliet finally leaves for good, and Romeo says, sleep, peace in your heart, I want you to sleep, I want you to get some rest. And then he says, hence will I try to my ghostly friar's close cell, his help to crave, and my dear Hap to tell. He's going to go to Friar Lawrence to get some advice and to get some help.